Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, we are going to study about the very important topic of Keval Jnana. What actually it means is that a person who knows it all. So, in Jainism, they say that there is a human and there is a jiva. So, human exists in the physical dimension while the jiva exists in the spiritual dimension, and the soul which exists in the spiritual dimension, it has complete knowledge, but that knowledge is masked by the karmic particles. It is as if dust has settled on the windshield, dust has settled on the glass, so the vision is obstructed. So just imagine you are sitting in a car. So the windshield is completely covered by the mud, and as the mud will start clearing, uh, the dirt will start clearing, the vision will become clearer and clearer. So, what they say is that all intuition comes through the soul. It doesn't come through any of the senses. The intuition comes directly from the soul. So excuse me for my throat. My throat is still not well. Jain scriptures speak of 12 stages through which the soul achieves this goal. A soul who has attained a Keval Jnana is called a Kevalin. The Gambar Jains believe they do not act in the normal sense of the word, that they sit motionless in Padmasana, and that their bodies emit Divya Dhvani, a sacred sound which is interpreted by their followers as the fundamental truth. The last Kevalin was a disciple of one of the 11 disciples of the last Tirthankara Mahavira. His name is recorded as Jambu Swami. So, here, when you see this, what is implied is that there is a physical dimension and there is spiritual dimension. So, like in physical dimension, a person can see through a distance that a fire is burning on a mountain. So, similarly, through the wisdom of the soul, through the perception of the soul, uh, and through the direct linkage of a human to the soul, when the dust of cosmic particles is settled off and is cleared, then the person will be able to see the everything will become clear to the person. He can have visions of the future, he can see visions of the past, he meaning everything will be crystal clear to him. He will understand uh, why we are in this situation, what is going on, and how to get out from this situation. So once a person reaches in that state, he will be able to comprehend what a normal human uh, who has not attained this knowledge, so, and it's obscure to him. That is why when kings used to go to the monks, to the sages, to the rishis, They believed that these people can look into the future, they can find out the root cause of problem which a normal human cannot comprehend, and they were able to guide them so that they were able to move to a path of prosperity. And once they started recognizing that they are gaining, their wealth is increasing, their difficulties are solved, a tradition would become to follow them. So, okay, so let's read this. Objects that are minute, past, and distant, being the objects of inference, and therefore also objects of knowledge, must be perceivable directly by someone. Like the fire on the hill is an object of inference for a distant person, but is perceived directly by the one who is in its proximity. The one who perceives directly the objects of knowledge that are minute, past, and distant is the omniscient Sarvajana. This way, the existence of the omniscient is truly and firmly established. So, they came to the conclusion that all this is real and this is possible. So, now let's come to the stages of spiritual development to the final attainment of Keval Jnana. There are 14 stages of spiritual development. The soul can gradually free itself, firstly from the worst, then from the less bad, and finally from all kinds of karma, and manifests the innate qualities of knowledge, belief, and conduct in a more and more perfect form. The first four gunasthana are related to belief or rationality in perception. If and when the soul acquires rationality in perception, it moves on to the fourth gunasthana. Stages 5th to 14th related to conduct. The purity in conduct determines the gunasthana from 5th stage onwards. Those who have taken the anuvratas may reach up to the 5th gunasthana. The 6th to 14th gunasthana can only be attained by those who have taken the major vows, Mahavratas of Jain ascetic. So the 14 stages are Mithya Drashti, the stage of wrong believer, Sasvadana Samyag Drishti, the stage of one who has a slight taste of right belief, Misra Drishti, the stage of mixed belief, Avirata Samyag Drishti, the stage of one who has true belief but has not yet self discipline. Desa Virata, the stage of partial self control. Paramata Samyata, the stage of complete self discipline, although sometimes brought into wavering through negligence. Apramata Samyata, the stage of self control without negligence. Nivrati Badra Sampraya, the stage of one in whom the passions are still occurring in a gross form. Anivriti Badra Sampraya, the stage of one who practices Anivriti Karna, however, the passions are still occurring. Suksam Samparaya, the stage of one in whom the passions occur in a subtle form. Upasana Kasya Vitarga Chadmasta, the stage of one who has suppressed every passion but still does not possess omniscience. Ksina Kasai Vitarga Chadmasta, the stage of one who has annihilated every passion but does not yet possess omniscience. Sayogi Kevalin, the stage of omniscience with activity. A yogi Kevalin, the stage of omniscience without any activity. So let's also find out the Mahavratas. So, ascetics observe these five vows more strictly and therefore observe complete abstinence, ahimsa, satya, non stealing, chastity, non possession. All these subdivisions, injury, falsehood, stealing, unchastity, and attachment, are himsa as indulgence in these sullies the pure nature of the soul. Falsehood, etc., have been mentioned separately only to make the disciple understand through illustrations. So, like all of these five cannot be done through body, speech, and thought. This constitutes the great woes of celebrated ascetics. So, even in thought, even in speech, even in body, these cannot be done, as otherwise the karmic particles dust will settle on the soul and the soul will go into a state of into a state where it's not able to realize its hidden faculties. So let's see what are the anuvratas. Okay, so with this, we are going to stop this video. So, I hope I was able to explain to you in some detail as to what is Keval Jnana and uh, what are the stages of it, and it's a very important concept, and everyone can try to be on this path. So, what is going to happen is that the connection with the soul is going to increase. The soul will become more and more illuminated. The dust of the karmic particles is going to settle, and it depends from person to person as to what stage he or she is going to reach. So, a person who practices the vows, he is going to rise in life automatically. The vows that I mean, that we have gone over here, the Mahavratas, as much as possible in your life. So, there is no chance that one who practices is not going to rise up. So, I'm going to stop over here.